Okay. Hello, welcome back to another episode of Leo Interviews. Today we have Robert Lee with us.
Hey, Leo, how are you, man?
Good. How about you?
I'm doing well.
Oh, perfect. Well, let's go ahead and get into today's podcast. Tell me about you.
Well, I live outside of Atlanta, Georgia. I'm married to what I consider to be the most beautiful woman on the planet, and I'm sure your dad would say the same thing. And I have two amazing, almost crazy young girls, 7 and 5. My older daughter is named Blake. My younger daughter is named Dylan. And I do what I love doing, which is being a husband and father to those three, and then in the meantime, in the by time, try to help people in real estate make money.
Cool. Tell me a little bit more about that.
Well, I am a firm believer that every business on the planet has a goal to make profit. The profitability of any business is what it is that business should be doing. And people in real estate really need to learn and understand that lesson a little bit better than the way the industry is currently set up. So when I work with somebody inside of this industry, I help them to set up their business to focus on that profitability and connect it to the personal goal like I have, which is to be with my wife and girls as much as I can be. And understanding the play between those two things is where real business people can make a huge difference in their lives, in the lives of the people they serve. So I just try to help connect those things as much as possible.
Oh. What was your biggest challenge in business, and how did you overcome it?
I think the biggest challenge I had in business was understanding for myself how to be a better husband and father. And so what that basically meant was there was a time in my entrepreneurial life where I thought my responsibility was to contribute to the family, contribute financially, contribute in terms of wealth, give things to my wife and girls that they wouldn't necessarily have. What I realized at one point where things were really a struggle for me was that what they needed the most from me was love and affection and attention. I needed to be with them. That's what they wanted the most from me. So when I learned that and actually internalized that lesson, I was then able to do both better. I was able to help my clients by providing better services, and I was certainly able to do better with my wife and girls because I could actually be present with them and make it meaningful and purposeful and happy and enjoyable and things that every family wants to experience, you know?
So I'm curious, because we ask this question to everybody here.
Mm-hmm.
If you had to choose, or what was the biggest piece of advice that you have ever received?
That's a good question. I think probably there was a point in my life where I was doing political consulting, and that's primarily the type of business that I did at that time. And this was probably 10, 15 years ago at this point that I got this piece of advice. And I've heard it repeated so many times. And when I look back on it, I probably was told this piece of advice and never listened to it. But this woman named Karen Handel here in Georgia, she was a public servant, is a public servant, and at one point was Secretary of State and was running for other positions. But when I met her, she looked at me and said, "Look, I know as a young guy, you're out there trying to get business anywhere you can take it. Anybody that'll give you business, you want to take all of it because you're trying to make money. Don't. Tell people no. Don't take every client that comes your potential client that comes your way." And the lesson there was be somebody that is smart enough to know when it's a good thing, and be somebody that's smart enough to know when it's a not good thing.
Mm-hmm.
we don't have to do everything for everybody. Not everybody is a good client for us. Not every piece of work is a great piece of work for us. Not every opportunity is a great opportunity for us. So know yourself well enough to know when you can say, I'm better off without it. And I think that goes not just in business, but in all aspects of life. Just because we can do something doesn't mean we should. And I wish I had listened to that more when I was younger. And I certainly am glad I listened to that piece of advice a lot better now.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Because like, if the client makes like some type of bad deal, like, okay, you guys pay me $1, you guys do something that costs 700. Do we have a deal? And you're like, I need money, but I'm losing money, but I need clients, so I'll take it. You just lost like $699.
Exactly.
That's why, like you said, you should always think, should I take this client or not?
100%. And I'll even go further than that. Suppose somebody says, I really like what you do, and I'm willing to pay you more than than you think you would be worth asking for. But that person then says, but I own your time. You're now mine. I don't want to work for people like that, because they feel like they now get to dictate to you what it is that your time is worth. And that just isn't worth it. I mean, somebody could pay me $1 million, but if the expectation was I had to ignore Blair, my wife, and Dylan and Blake, my girls, I just don't know that $1 million would be worth it.
Yeah. It's like you can have money, but no relationship with your family. It's like,
correct.
Obviously, the correct answer is to take the money. No, I'm kidding. The correct answer is to go see your family. Because who knows? Because maybe eventually you'll have $1 million if you just continue growing the business with small clients.
Correct. And clients that respect you. That I think is an incredibly important part about this, is that you can't buy respect. You can't buy dignity. You can't buy positivity. Like, that's stuff that comes with being with the right people. And like I said, that's why I remember that lesson from Karen so much, because she was one of the few people in that environment that said that to me. She just, and she barely knew me at that particular time. That's why I always remember that piece of advice, because it was so real. It was so genuine. She had enough respect for me as an individual without even knowing me well to say that. And you're right, Leo. I mean, the money will come when you put yourself in those right positions. And then, yeah, you can take the $1 million and we can all go party at that point. So, well, I can party. I don't know if you can necessarily party at your age, but we can all have fun with what it is we're doing.
Yeah. What is one of the biggest, wait, I had something that I lost it. Wait, sorry, hold on. I had something that I lost it.
Welcome
Editor,
to being
please
old,
cut
man.
this out.
Welcome to being old.
Editor, please cut this part out. I'm sorry. I had something and then I just forgot it. Okay, yeah. Now I got it. All right.
Good.
Yeah. For you, what does it mean to be strong on the inside?
I think there are a couple things that represent being strong on the inside. I would say, first off, that respect we just talked about. We talked about other people treating you with respect and you treating them with respect. You got to know how to treat yourself with respect. And what I mean by that is, and I'm going to relate it to how it is that I communicate with my girls and some of the lessons we try to teach them. My younger daughter, Dylan, very emotionally driven, just like me. In fact, today, on our way home from an appointment the whole family had to be at, she got rather angry about something and expressed that anger in a way that she knows how to express it, which is to be very vocal about her anger. And she was fine until she threw something in my direction. And all it was a little squishy, right? And what I mean by that in terms of knowing how to respect yourself is that it is okay to be angry, just like we tell Dylan. It is okay to be sad. It is okay to be extremely happy. But don't blame people for the way that you feel. And it's the same thing with yourself. Don't blame yourself for mistakes. Don't hold it against yourself that you are an imperfect person. It is okay to be disappointed in a decision that you made. It is very okay to be angry or disappointed in a decision, but don't let that measure your self-worth. All of us are imperfect people. All of us fall short of where it is that we expect ourselves to be. There is a great entrepreneurial thinker named Dan Sullivan, and he came up with this idea called the gap in the gain. And happy, fulfilled, purposeful people tend to focus on the gain, which is you look at how far you've come from where you started. People that don't respect what they've done, don't respect themselves, don't find fulfillment and purpose in what they're doing, they focus on the gap. They focus on what they don't have. And that level of respect for yourself, I think, is so incredibly important, because you will never respect for yourself if you look at how much you have to accomplish even after everything that you've done. People that know how to respect themselves are people that will look at themselves and say, my gosh, you have done and come so far. Now, how do we take the next step? Right? Both types of way of pushing yourself will always ask what can be done next. Absolutely. But somebody that knows how to treat themselves with respect will sit there and appreciate how far they've come. And I just think that's lost on so many people. I mean, I could sit there and tell you all of the ways that I was a poor husband and a poor father, and all of the ways that I've made a mistake. But I can also say that from the time my first daughter was born to now, I think I'm a much better father than I ever thought I could have possibly been. And to focus on that, I think is something far more important for us as human beings than, and just men and fathers. And as you grow up and become a young man and take the next steps in your life, all of us just need to respect what we've done and how we've gotten to where we are at this particular point, more than, oh my gosh, I could have done 900 other things differently and better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We focus too much on like what we could have done or like our losses rather than what did happen and our wins.
Correct. 100%.
Yeah. Well, it's that time of the podcast. We love money. Can you agree with that?
I enjoy having enough money to do what I need to do. Absolutely.
Perfect. Because we love helping our people who come on this podcast get money. So is there maybe a website or link or really just anything where people can find you and help support you?
Yeah, the best place I'd love to send people is my personal kind of connection website, my link tree, and that's at rob.lesix.com. That's rob.lesix.com. And you can find connections to all of my business channels, all of my personal channels, and even more than that. I just released a book called Home for Dinner that you can get access to right from there. And depending on when you listen to this podcast, there may be an opportunity for you to get a free copy of that book. And I'd love people to be able to take that, internalize it, make it part of what it is that they are doing in their life. It's written from a perspective of real estate, but really, if your goal in life is to be somebody that provides better service to others, this is a great book to give you the initial steps that you can take to actually provide better service.
Perfect. And guys, go help support Robert. And of course, my viewers know this. You can find me at leointerviews.com, where we will be releasing some brand new merchandise on leointerviews.com soon. And along with that, you can head on over to Leo Interviews Academy. It is an academy where we teach your kids how to build podcast and confidence, and also great connections and skills to help them later in life. And the starting price is currently $197. And the best part is you cannot get this type of stuff nowhere. And the first 25 families to buy right now get 20% off discount. So if you want that sweet, juicy discount, you gotta buy now. And as always, we have to do the question. Do you think you can handle it?
I think I'm ready.
You sure? 100% sure?
Well, I'm not 100% sure, but hey, can't find out if you don't try it, right?
All right. The question is, you have 2 sodas to drink from. One of them is a Coke. The other is a Sprite. Which one would you choose to drink?
Well, I want to say 2 things before I answer the question. The first thing is they're both Coke products, which, living in Atlanta, Georgia, you made the right choice asking that question there, Leo. So kudos to you for asking such a great question. But second, before I answer that, I want to brag on you a little bit here because, man, this is awesome. Like, what you're doing is just friggin' awesome, man. I think it's something you should be proud of. Your dad, George, I think it's something he should be proud of. You should be proud of it together. Man, this is just cool. Like, it's just cool. Thank you for letting me be a part of it. Like, really. I mean, you guys are doing something just, I can't even put into words how amazing this is, how amazing of an experience it is for a young man like you to be asking me that final question. Now, answering that question, I'd have to go with a Coke, man.
Okay.
Like, Sprite, Sprite, yeah, it's good, but good old crisp Coke, man. There just ain't nothing better than that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if you want, you could turn the Sprite into Shirley Temple, if you want said.
And you know what? There is one other person I know that has said that same exact thing, and I love her to death, and it's my daughter, Dylan.
Well,
So
but that is a
thing alike.
Oh, yeah. Well, that is a point for Coke. Team Coke is at 4 points. 5 points. Sprite is currently at 3. So it is the first 1 to 10 points wins. I'm curious to see as how this is going to play out. And thank you as for all the nice compliments. And of course, we love having you on the podcast. But before we come to a closing of this podcast, is there maybe a couple words that you would like to give to my viewers?
Appreciate how far you've come in life, because guess what? One day you're going to have to share those moments with somebody, and the more moments you have to share, the better that experience will be.
Exactly. Well, guys, hit that like button, smash the subscribe button, and I don't know, click the bell button. As always, it was nice talking to you.
Appreciate it, Leo. Thanks, man.
Of course. Well, until next time, guys. Bye.